said 4-2. I'm close to you. Although, you know what? When you said, you think they're going to score twice? I'm not sure they do. 4-1 might be the right call. That's the thing. They look like the big, slow German team. And you know what? Canada had almost 40 shots on Lindback, right? Like, they're here, over here together, and yeah. Did you see the video clip that went on? I'll have to show you. Let's see if I can find it. Of Brad Watson, he was talking to Tom Gilbert. Oh, it's classic. Let me bring it up for you. Let's see if I can find it again. They were talking about playing over here in Europe, and Tom Gilbert was like, yeah, you make a effing mistake in North America, everybody's all over you. Over here, it's all laid back, and Watson's like, yeah, I was effing talking to Quincy about it too. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they were just dropping F-bombs, and it picked up on our broadcast. Really? Really? And he just was all over him too? Really? I'll have to find out later, so it's funny. But Gilbert, yeah, man, you can get almost 50 points in the NHL, you're a pretty good team, man. Zach Boychuk. Yeah. What were you going to say, Doug? Yeah, he could hammer that puck too. And he was what, like 5'10"? But he could hammer that puck. Was he here last year on Canada? Oh, for the U.S. Oh, okay. Okay. Really? Ouch. That sucks for him because he had a couple of really good seasons and then injuries killed him. Columbus? So how does that work out if he misses all the time? Is it insured or so he still gets that money? Man. Before that? Who signed him there? Who was the GM there at the time? That was before Kekalainen, right? Yeah, it sounds like a housing thing. I know, he's back in Edmonton again. Yeah. Yeah. And some goals. Hopefully. Yeah, it's actually white against red. Black against red would have looked better. It's probably my favorite jersey here. Look at that flag. Holy smokes. That's huge. Yeah. Oh, how about that, eh? Ah. Really? Kind of gets you fired up, eh? Good. Do you know him pretty well? Yeah. Really?
Have a good one.
Awesome.
Good one.
Is he a good guy?
Have a good one.
Is he going to be around here?
Guys,
Yeah.
record.
I'd like to meet him. I'd like to say hi. Yeah. I heard that too. Oh no, Tom Brady's Hockey Canada. You mean Bob Nicholson? Yeah, I heard Bob Nicholson too. Yeah. I heard he was going to replace Renee. No. Yeah. He comes in hoping he can be the guy who changes it, and then it just can't happen. Yeah, we're good. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. He's standing right next to us. He's doing Swiss TV. Good afternoon, Canada, and thank you very much for joining us. Dustin Nielsen alongside Doug Honegger, and we are set as Canada gets ready, looking to go to 2-0 against the Nuremberg Ice Tigers, and good support for the Canadians here in Davos. A lot of support for Canada. You mentioned second favorite. You're now my second favorite color guy up here in the booth. Mark Streitz working Swiss TV. We had dinner with them. Good friends? I just hope he doesn't get in my way up here and need some elbow room. We are underway. This puck will slide into the corner. There's Ebbett. He's going to move it back up. They'll swing it across left side for Quincy. Quincy sends it in. And we saw Canada come out with a really good start in the first game and then kind of slow down a little bit. And here they are again. Will Acton battling down there for Nuremberg, former Edmonton Oilers, Toronto Marley as well. And they will battle along the boards. Canada's able to come up with it. Quincy throws it right in the slot. Now back to D'Agostini. And a good first look right in the high slot, but that'll be taken away and skated out. Nice start here for the Canadians. A lot of body to block that shot. Brought in, 7-1 on skates, that's ridiculous. Now down into the corner, will be chopped around to the blue line and out into the neutral zone. Weirkach moves it ahead, and Festerling will hustle back in here, played in the Western Hockey League, and rings it all the way around the boards. I thought one of the better skaters on that Nuremberg blue line.
Guys. That's what I'm saying. Just wait, boys. Just wait. Easy.
All right, Honegger, give me your hunch. Two power play goals. Holy smokes, I thought you were going to say one. Well, you know what, their power play did look good in the first game. Didn't score, but looked pretty good. Now down in the corner, this is Cole Conrad. He's drawing into the lineup tonight. Didn't play in the opener for Canada. Dion Nelson also in tonight. They'll work it down low. Lapierre tied up and knocked down. Moore can't corral this pass. It's going to trickle down the ice. Ursina back for it there, stumbled a little bit, but the big fella's going to battle in the corner. Mark Streit told me before he started, saying he has the biggest legs I've ever seen. A lot. Here's the shot. They score! Top corner for the kid! Dante Fabro snipes it over the glove. 1-0 Canada early.
Okay, we're ready there, Mitch. On the
Excellent shot from Fabro. I believe the assists are going to go to Moore and Colt Conrad, who you had just mentioned. Thought it was interesting too, because we were talking a little bit about the bottom six for Canada not contributing a lot in the first game. He provides some offense there with Lapierre and Moore. 1-0, Canada leading here against the Nuremberg Ice Tigers, and maybe looking for more. Here's Cracknell, that's going to be knocked down into the corner. And now taken in behind the goal, Daniel Winnick had an assist in the opener, throws it out front, fired wide to the glove of Andreas Janicki, and they'll get the whistle. That's Cracknell buried in the net there. Didn't hit anything either on the way in.
The hole is too small. They gotta.
Nice shot from Fabro. Now they've got some net issues there that they will get sorted out. Good shot. Fixed. Good to go. How about the young guys in this tournament? Fabro here for Canada. Texier and Lucerainen on that finish spot. There's a big impact here for young guys. Is that how it usually is in this tournament?
Okay, come on over, Andrew. Hey, kick.
Icing there, we'll get another stoppage here as Canada's off to an early start. We're calling them the Nuremberg Ice Tigers, but they're only alive because of
No more changes. Okay, change. Behind. Defense six. Offense six.
And that's why they're the Thomas Sabo Ice Tigers in Germany. He is a beauty, let's just say that. Save this franchise, they're gonna try to get him a win here at the Spengler Cup. Here's Brown, sends it into the middle of the ice. That's gonna be taken away, and now it'll be picked up by Nelson. Tied for the team leading shots on goal in that first game with 4, including a penalty shot. Now in over the blue line with some speed. Shot trickles in. It'll be scooped up. We will chat with Zach Dalpe in the second intermission. Now here's Nelson. Gets to the blue line. Sends it in. Wants to chase after. He'll get there. Festerling watching him. It'll come back to the blue line. Hammered on goal right off the lid of the netminder. And it'll be picked up and taken down in behind the net. Up in the air, Canada looking a little bit quicker than they did last game. That would be one of the reasons. Now Conrad picks it off just inside the blue line. He looks right at home here in his Spengler Cup debut. Now they'll slip around. This is Lapierre. Conrad at turn. Fabro's pass wouldn't find him. This is Lucina. He's going to go after it. Look out. They come around through the middle of the ice. And they'll headman this puck to Moore. Moore gets the blue line. Got Conrad to his right. And he kind of gets tangled up over there, and the puck will be taken away through the neutral zone. Fucali not really tested just yet for Canada. Mitchell in on the forecheck. He's going to get some help in the form of Daniel Winnick. It's past everybody and down there. So, winning that first game, give them the rest yesterday, Doug, allows them to go back to Fucali, unlike some of the other teams in this tournament. Cracknell going for a skate in the offensive zone, throws it back to the right point. And Cody Curran lost it. He'll slide down into the corner. Winnick on it there. Watch very closely, and eventually that puck will be taken away. Played right out front to Tom Gilbert, and he'll throw it up the left wing side. Now we're in the middle, and a nice play there by Curran to pick it off. And it's blown down. Too many men on Canada. Didn't seem too obvious to me. You caught it though? You saw it? Penalty box door is open. Nobody has come over yet.
Which one's going? One of
They're
those
waiting.
guys.
There's another look at it. A little slow getting off. One of the officials again is Canadian Brad Watson. They are dressing 7 defensemen tonight, went 13 forwards, 17 men. Unlike the Russians earlier in the day who only dressed 19 guys, Dougie. Ended up losing in overtime to Cupio. For those of you who weren't able to join us, here's Lalone. He works the blue line. Now over on the far side, he's going to get that pass back, send the shot through for Kali. First real test, might have hit a body in front. Acton's pass, a little errant. They'll have to go back and get it in behind the goal. And Janicki out there will just knock it around into the corner. Lapierre up on the forecheck, gets a little bit of help, and it'll be knocked in behind the goal. Over the blue line, offside. They're going to have to regroup. This will give Kyle Quincy a lot of time with the puck, and might as well take advantage of that. Handing it off to Winnick. Gets in over the blue line, drops it back to Mitchell. Mitchell's shot. And Janicki kind of bobbled that as well. It took him about a second there to finally cover it up. Face-off will come to the blocker side right here. Janicki, it is controlled in one, and Canada, Weirkoch will just backhand it back to Bieksa, and that's going to take another 20 seconds off the clock. Less than a minute left to go here in the opening power play of the hockey game. Maduro knocks it all the way around far side, and they'll slide it back to Gilbert at the blue line. Gilbert moves it high slot, a little bit of a drag, still working in, throwing it across between Fucali's legs, but out the other side, and the Ice Tigers will regroup. Dupuis up top, Reimer wants it, can't get it yet, throws it down low, and they'll reset. They do have bodies in front of the net. Maduro moves it down low, now he gets it back. Maduro tried a shot. He scored an absolute beauty in the first game here for the Ice Tigers. And now it's knocked out, and Canada kills off the first power play of the game. We are just over 8 minutes into this game. Bieksa will play it in behind the goal. Canada leading 1-0. Now to be played ahead. A good head of steam here for DiDomenico. DiDomenico looks, throws it across, looking back door to Ebbett. Almost worked. Back the other way. Siegel with a shot. Fucali blockered away. And DiDomenico wants to skate. Gets in over the blue line, not with the puck though. And that'll be blown down for an offside. Canada leading 1-0 early. He got bumped, yeah. What about when the other guy gets hit in the head? What's the whistle that down too, or are they okay? Yeah, me too. I was waiting for it. That was a good deflection. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, it didn't get him in the head, though. It looked like Fukali kind of lunged out at him a bit. Okay. Zach Fukali getting involved here for Team Canada. This is a big tournament for him, and he's looked good so far for the Canadians.
Defense stick. Offense stick.
Off the draw, the Ice Tigers kind of turn this puck back around. It goes off the stick down to their goaltender, Janicki, who's kind of settled down a little bit after an early goal.
No more change, last change.
Like rattles you mentally.
Okay, skates behind the line. Defense stick.
So they know,
Offense.
okay, we got to
Good.
get it back on track. Now it'll come out. Fabro back into the goal scorer for Canada. Inside his own blue line, moves it ahead to Ebbett, who backhands it in. Di Domenico, D'Agostini out there for Canada as well. The old ring around the boards. Now it'll be turned around in the corner. He's a beast. That's him with the puck right there, Lucina. Now he was big when he played in the National Hockey League, but he wasn't this big. Right now he's 6'4", 265. Actually, he's got the numbers to do it. You're right. I would be questionable if it would be good, but you're right. He's a huge guy. Here's Curran in behind the net. He will skate it ahead. Option to his right. He'll use it now up the middle of the ice. Emerton will try to track this down. He's got Boychuk in the corner. He'll give it to him. Boychuk had it bounce over a stick. Flips it back to the point. Cody Curran's going to walk the line. Waits, sends it through. That's a nice play by Curran. Scored in the first game just by driving the net and having it go off his skate. And Curran's gonna get called for the ice, and he kind of looked back at the official. He's like, I was right there, man. Nearing the midway point of the first. I like the start for Canada. I don't mind the start for the skaters for Nuremberg at least.
Is that okay? Just wait. I'll give it. Here's A. I told you. It's a warning. No
Careful.
2 minutes, right? I showed the puck first. That's great. That's great.
That was great, Doug. Let me brought it down the right side. I'm going to not comment on that at all. And now it'll be moved ahead and out through the neutral zone. Weirkoch, far side. Now Weirkoch will get it back. Mix Lapierre. It's going to head down the ice. And hustling in there after it is Conrad. Pass misses Lapierre, comes right to Seagull, and he's going to skate it away through the neutral zone. Sends one in to Kali. Steers it to the far side. And that is Ness on it there. Martin Ness did not play in the first game. Try to get a few bodies involved here. Moore tips it ahead. And it'll be taken in behind the goal there by Meebus, who is 5 inches taller than Christina, who is a huge man. Yeah, I saw him coming around the net there, and I wasn't sure if it was him because he was skating so well. Now here's a backhander. Fukali bobbles it a little bit, and it'll bounce in behind the goal, and eventually knocked ahead to Cracknell. Cracknell gets it out over the blue line, and now Mitchell will bring it in over the blue line, drops it there to Winnick. Winnick plays a little give and go with Quincy, and Winnick ends up down in the corner. Double team, has a man in behind the goal, he'll give it to him. That's Mitchell, knocked off the puck there. And it's in behind the goal, Meebus, stripped away by Winnick. Winnick, high slot for Cracknell, pressure from behind, and he's knocked down, couldn't get the shot off. That puck up into the crowd and the side of the head of a fan. Obviously he didn't mean to, but he did fire that puck with some authority, he just missed the high glass. So it's a chance here. He's kind of leaning back a bit too. So look. One's not going to be enough. You said two.
Warning here.
Abbott.
Okay, Brandon,
Dalby.
come on. Nice,
D'Agostini. DiDomenico alone in front. Boy, how do you get a look that good off a face-off? Oh. Dalby now in on the draw here for Canada on his backhand.
Warning.
In that face-off circle to the left of the goaltender.
Good.
Can't win it. He hammered around and down the ice. And they'll go back to pick it up. DiDomenico leaves it there. Now he'll take it. It's a nice pickup. With some speed through the neutral zone. Gets the blue line. Backhands one in. That's going to trickle to Ebbett, who now settles it down. Throws it over on the right side. D'Agostini up top, gets it back. D'Agostini again likes to shoot. Will he here? He does. Rebound, a little bit of a juicy one. Oh my goodness, how did he not tuck that home? He had it. The goaltender was probably 2 feet outside of the net. And we'll hopefully get a different look at it to see what happened, because if I'm up here, I thought he had a tap in. Oh. Oh. Down to his knees after, in disgust of himself probably. There's a shot. That's going to be blocked. Emerton will move it down low. And it'll come around far side for Curran. We'll get it to Boychuk. Boychuk had it stripped away by the long reach of Meebus and sent all the way down the ice. Less than 8 minutes to play. First period, Canada scoring early. Dante Fabro leading 1-0. Boychuk brings it in, throws it over far side. Big bump there on Fabro. Emerton gets it back to Fabro. Fabro waits, knocks it down in behind the goal. Cracknell there. Gilbert broke it up. Meebus comes in. Boychuk will come in to help, and Cracknell comes out of the pile with it. Back up top, they'll swing it across to Curran. Curran, which spots here with Fabro. Emerton moving down. Emerton shot off the bar and all the way down the ice. Waiting to see what the goalie was going to do. Messina hammers it all the way down the ice. DiDomenico again, weaving his way through the neutral zone. That's a good word. Now back up top. D'Agostini faked the shot. Now a shot through that's high and wide. Lalonde is out of the penalty box. Back to even strength. Both teams 0-for-1 on the power play here in the early going. Turnover just inside the blue line. D'Agostini, far side. Backdoor, Ebbett had that one, just misses stick. Now in behind the corner, this is Festerling. Lalonde to the blue line and out to the neutral zone. Dupuis walking in. Dupuis tried to drag it there between the legs and the row. Almost did. Janicki gets some help, moves it out to the neutral zone. Broken up there by Winnick. Now in and onside are Nuremberg, but they turn it over. Away to the races, Simone Dupre. He gets the blue line, plays it down into the corner. Nelson on it there, couldn't come up with it. And the Ice Tigers give it away. They'll throw it back to the right point. Shot coming there. And it's off a body, back down to Winnick in the corner. Winnick with some good puck possession here in the early stages of this game. Now Dupre moves it down to Bieksa. Comes back around. The Ice Tigers will flip it up the right wing side. And Gilbert will get to center and knock it all the way down the ice. No chances. Especially in that earlier game that was 0-0 in overtime. Lapierre, middle of the ice. Fabro comes across, just onside. Drop back for Lapierre. Wrist shot off the post on a nice little feed from Conrad, who's buzzing here early. Now overskated by Lurg, following up on the play. Lalonde loses it. They're going to headman the puck. Bounced a little bit on Moore, and now he'll flip it down. Comes up with it again, drops it back, misses everybody. The puck is kind of attracted to him right now. Here's Ebbett, he's gonna try to cut wide with some speed, and behind the net, heads up, slides underneath the defender. That was Festerling who got his leg up in time, and they will move it out through the neutral zone. Big part of Hockey Canada. Now back to DiDomenico. Stripped of it with Earl. Couldn't get it, took down the man though, and they're able to come up with the puck. Now an opportunity to skate it ahead. They'll gain the blue line, stripped there though. Dalby trying to track this thing down. Gilbert first on it. Backhands it far side, and now they'll play it all the way down the ice. Just over 3 minutes to go. We've gone a long time without a whistle. Now out through the neutral zone. That'll be taken at center ice and knocked down the ice. Gilbert knocks it down, turns around, and gives it away right up the middle. Dalby trying to find Boychuk. Boychuk's gonna hustle over here. They'll send it down in behind the net for Emerton. Emerton, watch closely there. Dalby will come in as well. And it will eventually come up the boards, but good pressure here from this Boychuk-Dalby line. Boychuk gets it again, right side. Bieksa wants to tee it up, sends it in behind the goal, all the way around. Weirkach able to keep it in. Now they'll play it back in behind the goal here for Emerton. Emerton with Dalby kind of backpedaling up along the wall. And now Emerton gives it away, and it's eventually cleared. Power play coming up for Nuremberg. We'll give you the details on that. Canada leads 1-0. Welcome back to Davos, everyone. Doug, this Canadian penalty kill about to get tested for the first time tonight.
I'd like to think that I'm probably one of the better guys at doing it. Okay, great, good.
Okay, Max first. Just stop in the white, Max. Okay, just stop in the white. Okay, boys, that would be
Sabo
2 warnings for both. I don't want to give 2
both
warnings.
sides.
Come on.
Let him play. Back to the point. They'll bring it across to Gilbert. Now back over on the far side. Gilbert again comes to Dupuis. It's actually his second power play of the game for Nuremberg. We'll move it back up top. Gilbert, far side. sent on goal and knocked out to the neutral zone. Here's Gilbert, drops it back, comes up high, settled down there by Reimer. Dupuis shot deflected, ends up down in behind the goal, bounces up high. Gilbert's got time to get over to this one. He will, but he brings it out over the blue line and will be called on the offside. Is that just a lack of urgency bringing that one out, or just pressured? Far side, Lalone has that one go high and snagged by the head coach, Kevin Deneen. Not bad. That was a pretty good catch, actually. Oh, reaches back and pulls it back over the wall. That was excellent. Is that a keeper, Doug? You keep that one? Or? Talk about what position he played when he played ball. Now Braun ahead here. We're in just over a minute left. Power play continues for the Ice Tigers. It's knocked down in behind the goal. Fucali comes out to play it. He will. Moves it around and poked ahead. Lapierre wants to go for a little bit of escape. He's got a trailer, sends a shot on goal, and Janicki traps it on his chest. Deneen threw the puck away. Is that what we're being told? What a guy, eh? I was gonna probably said sorry for not having a great throw either, you know? Now they'll bring it ahead. This is Gilbert again. He circles back. Dupuis strip. Gilbert will get it again, but he's hemmed in here. Throws it over far side. Final minute of play, period number 1. To be played up top, sent down low, in behind the goal, moved around right side. Just a little bit of time left on this man advantage. Dupuis up top to Gilbert. Gilbert wanted the shot, couldn't get it. Now top, one-timer. That's a good setup there. And the guy they wanted shooting got the shot off, and Leo Federtle. So it took them a little while to get that look on the power play, but they eventually got in the zone, stuck with it, and got a shot. And you mentioned 4 shots, 4 saves. So not busy, but a couple of pretty good tests that he has passed with flying colors so far. Just 1 goal given up by Fucali so far in this event. Now from center, it's played in. Careful there. Janicki got turned around, got a little bit lucky. It went off the back of his net. Now in, onside with a little bit of speed. Lergo ended up overskating it. He's going to get it back, but there's a penalty coming up.
Interference.
As they said, interference. So another power play coming up here.
You know what you did.
Would ever get to this in North America? Like, excellent. You know what you did. You know what you did? Turn around, skate it away. That was it.
Stick.
Face off to the left of Fucali here. Less than 5 seconds
Gets
to
your
play.
warning. Come down and hold, like always. Stick.
Going off the draw, they knock one just wide, and that's going to do it for period number 1. Canada scores early and pushes most of the pace in that period. Where are you at if you're Nuremberg quickly? Second period on the way. Dante Fabro, the lone goal scorer for Canada. Fukali, perfect so far. 1-0, they lead. All right, I'm running down. So he's just a weirdo or what? Like. Yeah. Hey, don't worry. I'll look after them. Yeah. Yeah, Doug's on headset. We're here. His mic's just not on, but he's here. I want to track that down. You say Sean Simpson was the coach of that team? He does Ottawa radio. Yeah. Not the former goalie. Okay. All right. Okay, 90. Yep. Okay. Who's that? What? Oh, yeah. I'm going to snooze hard. I'd breastfeed if there was.
Kamera is lichtgebig.
Well, welcome back. Second period action ready to get going. Dustin Nielsen alongside Doug Honegger, and a big power play coming up here for Nuremberg. And I talked to Will Acton about it. He said he thought the other power play unit for them had some decent chances, but he didn't like what his unit that's on the ice right now had done. Like regular penalty killers wherever they were.
Good, good.
Excellent assessment. It's Doug Honegger, everyone. And we are ready to roll. Period number 2 underway. Power play for the Nuremberg Ice Tigers. And Quincy is going to start it off by hammering it all the way down the ice. And now here is Acton. Stood up by Quincy just inside the blue line. Puck will come around and they're going to hammer it all the way down. Moore trying to get to it but can't get there. Now an opportunity down the right side. Buck lost the handle on it. The difference, Doug? becoming pretty obvious for me now to kind of pick up on that as well. You've been talking about it the whole tournament, but you start to see it now once you see these guys
Right
a
on
little
the
bit.
ice, good.
Reimer fires and scores! Power play hammered home by the German international star as the puck just bounced to him and he hammers it by Fucale. Off the post and in. Perfect. I mean, off the post and in.
Get in.
Even tougher for Collier because he's expecting that first shot to come through and then has to reset for the rebound opportunity. Fedorl and Dupuis picking up assists, and all of a sudden we are tied at 1. With some speed right up the middle, Buck's gonna go for a skate, cutting in, Buck denied by Fucale. That's a huge save. Does not have his stick right now, Fucale. They'll move it ahead, and now he can go grab it. Dalpe into Canada, they look to bounce back. Emerton's gonna keep it. Good idea to shoot there, and a nice save. Also a penalty coming up. He has to duck to get into the penalty box. Two minutes on the hook.
Stick stationary.
Ebbett on the draw. Stays stationary as advised. And it's won and hammered all the way down the ice. Fucale there. Max Nareau will go back to pick it up here for the Canadians. Real, not going to say just a power play specialist, but a power play weapon for sure. Di Domenico walks in, stood up there by Festerling, who's had an active game. Domenico drops it to Dalpe. Dalpe leaves it there. Shot from Nareau. That hit Weiss and bounced into the corner. Ebbett behind the net off a Festerling skate, and the goaltender hangs on. Changes on both sides here. Emerton will come out, along with Boychuk, Curran, Fabro the goal scorer, and Adam Cracknell at center. Will Acton wins the draw there for Nuremberg, and you know, he played a ton last night. He's out there on the power play, he's out there on the penalty kill, really does everything. Acton trying to work in there, shorthanded, that's stolen away. And now Fabro will bring it ahead. Puts it there for Boychuk. Boychuk knocks it in behind the goal. Ursina on it and hammers it all the way down the ice. Curran will bring it ahead. This is to Emerton. Far side for Cracknell. Cracknell throws it back up top. They'll get it to Fabro at the right point. Fabro hit Boychuk's skate as he was trying to go across to Emerton. Now they're going to get a shot shorthanded. And Festerling's going to take control of this puck at the blue line. Sends another one through, and Fucale did a good job to steer that one away. Now brought ahead, in over the blue line. Cutting wide is Moore. Festerling again. Here's Conrad, flips it up, bounces down. Lapierre will grab it. Lapierre from a bad angle. And Janicki took that one off the chest. Here's Dupuis, flips it high out to the neutral zone. That's off of a leg. Siegel's gonna chase over there. And it's up and into the bench, I believe. So we'll get a stoppage with just over 4 minutes gone in an eventful second period. Captain of the Ice Tigers puts them up on, well, ties the game. And he's been a leader with the national team for a long time as well. Turned over now. The Exa goes in, plays the body. Nelson will move it around near side. Winnick there, pokes it once, but kept in by Bender. Knocked it behind the goal. Nelson again, another crack at it. This time he moves it ahead, and Torrey Mitchell will bring it up with some speed. Broken up there, Yacina at least slowed him down. Nelson in the corner. Back up to the point. Weirkach has a ton of time. Wrist shot coming. Steered away there by Janicki. Winnick shot, scores! Daniel Winnick fires it home. Canada regains the lead. Can't blame Janicki on that one. Winnick now 2 points in about 1.5 games, so a nice start to the tournament for him. Created that turnover, got that puck, turn around, pivoted his body, and let it fly to the back of the net. Weirkach and Torrey Mitchell going to get assists on that one. He's having a snack. Yeah. I have kids the same age. They're happy about the popcorn, Dougie. What a smile. Curran moves it around. D'Agostini ahead. Ebbett tied up there. D'Agostini will follow up. Excellent response here from Canada after surrendering a goal. DiDomenico now with D'Agostini going to the net. Good idea to shoot that bucket. Ebbett set to take this face off.
Okay,
he's got D'Agostini to his right. Kevin Bieksa leading Team Canada in time on ice right now. Just under 8 minutes. They do spread the time around pretty good on that back end. Nobody on the blue line last night, or 2 games ago, played more than 18 minutes. So now from center ice, they'll send it in. DiDomenico gets chased. D'Agostini there as well, but the puck will be played ahead. Now here's an opportunity, far side. Fucali comes across. Got a shoulder or a glove on it. Kept it out. Fedorl again getting the look. Dalpe trying to cut wide. Dalpe keeps control of it, throws it across. And that one was almost put home by Boychuk. driving the net again. Another one in. Boychuk jamming away in front. Puck's gonna pop loose. Penalty drawn because of Boychuk in front of the net. And now it'll come back around in behind the goal. Touch there. And we will have a power play for Canada when we come back. They lead 2-1. They're looking for more. Yeah, it's going well. Yep. Yeah, it's been a good game. Yeah. Respect. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Welcome back inside Vaillant Arena in Davos. It's Team Canada with a 2-1 lead, courtesy of a goal from Daniel Winnick. Now on the power play, Doug.
Yeah, it's not money, it's fake. Okay, skates. Defense stick. Good, good.
Puck will be hammered around the boards, and the row gets there, keeps it in at the right point. Far side, D'Agostini. D'Agostini with Ebbett down low, Dalpe in the slot. Ebbett will take it down and behind the goal, move it back around to DiDomenico. Up top, blue line, the row keeps it in, back to DiDomenico. He's gonna be pressured here, but he buys himself some room. Back up top, right side, sent towards the goal. Dalpe with a deflection, jamming at it again, wide open cage! And a goal saved there by Chris Brown. Ebbett comes back in, tries the toe drag, and it didn't work. Moreau assessing things as he calmly skates this puck to center ice. Now it'll be offside. Lucino will just whack it back out. Emerton turns, finds a little bit of room. He's got Boychuk locked and loaded in the high slot. Emerton will get it back again. Cracknell parked in front. Emerton across. Fabro denied. Janicki. This time he would not be beat. Battle along the boards, trying to get this puck back. Boychuk to Curran. Curran's gonna walk the line. Thought about a shot. Now dishes it off to Emerton. Curran. Emerton. Traffic in front. Shot there. Boychuk tied up. Wanted to let her fly on a cute little feed from Cracknell. I'm not going to jump to conclusions here, but that's the biggest T pairing in the history of hockey. Absolute giants. And now Canada about to go back to even strength here. Fabro far side, onside. They'll drop it back to Lapierre. Lapierre, Fabro again. Janicki closes the door. Backhander from Moore off the back of the net. Weirkutz throws it across, and that will get a whistle, which Nuremberg most certainly needs. I like how on that play he sacrifices the stick because he can't move it. He was coming across no matter what. Touch. Chris Brown went to Michigan University. Now to be taken in behind the net. Moved across here for Durrell. Flips it high out to the neutral zone. And that will come to Moore. Moore, hard off the boards. Messina broke that up and took a big bump. Now Moore coming in, puts on the brakes, turns, fires. Janicki kicks out the pad. Conrad comes up with the puck. Conrad turns, plays it in behind the goal for Lapierre. Here's more again, another backhander. Tried to go short side. Conrad tracks it down again. All right, we get a whistle. Shots right now, 18 Canada, 9 for the Ice Tigers. And a slashing call coming up here. Canada is going to go back on the power play. Ebbett moves it over to DiDomenico. Canada's top power play unit gets set up. Back to the point. The road shot blocked. Manages to keep it in. Fires another one. Deflected by Dolpe. Just wide. D'Agostini up to the point. Nero. Will he give it back to him? No, he's going to shoot. And that one bounces into the corner. DiDomenico picks it up there. Nero. D'Agostini one-timer. Blocked. Dupuis. Time. And gets it down the ice. Dolpe couldn't control. It'll come back around here to Weirkut. And they strip the puck right at the blue line. Acton may have had an opportunity shorthanded, but it's blown down on the offside. They'll get the second unit out here. Wojciech, Emerton, Cracknell. Weirkut is going to get a look here on the power play, this time in place of Cody Curran. And Fabro, probably been the most dangerous player for Canada, and he's going to be out there again. Wojciech, Fabro puts on the brakes. Double team coming there. Wojciech comes in, knocks it loose, back to Weirkut. Weirkut, far side to Emerson. Now they'll try to get set up. Back up top to Weirkut at the point. And the puck bounces over his stick. Comes in, gets the line, goes to Cracknell with it. Cracknell, Weirkut, Fabro, right point. Fabro sends it on goal. He was looking for Cracknell. Cracknell couldn't get all of it. Mukali leaves it in behind his own net. Less than 20 seconds to go here in the man advantage. Quincy, center ice, fires it all the way down. D'Agostini hustling in there after it. They'll knock it back towards the point. Nero settles it down. Quincy wants it. He'll give it to him. Comes around. DiDomenico out front. D'Agostini, I can't believe he got it off. Just fired it high and wide. Now D'Agostini again throws it across and they score! Tick, tack, back of the net. The captain, Ebbett, gives him a 2-goal cushion. No, he does not. Beautiful passing play by the Canadians. Have them up 3-1.
I don't care. One of you guys.
It'll be interesting to see how the Ice Tigers respond, considering they tied this game at 1 here, and Canada is completely retaking control. Maybe another one here. Conrad throws it across. It was behind Moore, who stumbles, but a great opportunity there. Bieksa drops it back into the corner. Now they'll move it ahead. Picked up there by Mitchell. Second effort, they'll eventually knock it in. Nevis goes back to grab it here for the German squad. Moreau stands up his man. Now it's knocked loose, and Torrey Mitchell's gonna come down the other way, drops it back, no one home. Dupuis gives it away just inside the blue line as these teams are opening it up a bit. Winnick, who has the go-ahead goal at this point, was not there. Now Ness will play it all the way down to Collio here. Knocks it around, that's up high, kept in, and played back down in behind the net for Moreau. Winnick. Right wing, high backhander through the neutral zone. And that'll be played down into Nuremberg territory. Turned over, centered out front. Dalpe kind of had it in his feet. Now he'll spin, he stumbles. Gets it back, Dalpe walking along. Dalpe's gonna walk right out. Short side, scores! Rattles the bottle! Upstairs, Dalpe makes it 4-1 Canada. Managed to find it. We will catch up with Dalpe in the second intermission, so we can talk about how much room he has. That puck goes down into the corner. World Junior action, of course, continuing here on TSN as well. Big matchup today, Czech Republic taking on Russia. That's always a good battle. Festerling gives it away. Boychuk knocks it out front, and that one high and wide, and Nuremberg can't afford to give up another. Canada pouring it on here in the second. 4-1 the lead. Yep. Welcome back, everyone. Dustin Nielsen, Doug Honegger with you here in Davos in Canada. TSN Stats crew back in Toronto. First team to score 4 goals so far in this tournament. A tournament that's been desperate for goals.
Just stop in the white. Stop in the white. Come on, touch.
Just 13 goals through the first 5 games, and now we've got 5 here in Game 6 and an offside against Canada. That's been a pretty good push here from Nuremberg, as they are into a few here tonight at the Vaillant Arena. Now up through the middle, this is Lapierre. Lapierre waits, throws it across. Moore couldn't get it on net. Conrad in there. Nice play to drop it back to Lapierre. Conrad tied up by Nevis. That's a mismatch. And now it's flipped up and down the ice. Now they'll come around. BX has to skate onto this. He'll get there and just calmly circle back. Played in behind the goal. They're going to rip it around far side. Lapierre comes across. Conrad's going to skate onto this. Can he get there? He does. Turns. Centers it. Moore couldn't come up with it. And on the far side, Lapierre, who wants to head off in the change, will play it to Moore in behind the goal. There's Moore now. Attempted to center it. Winnick will track it down in behind the net. Winnick out front, off the post for Adam Crackle. He'll get it again. Tripped up, centers it. And it'll finally be taken away. And Canada sensing right now that they're running downhill here on this German team. Mitchell's shot. Net comes off, and we'll get a whistle. Janicki under fire right now from this Canadian squad. Looking for more here before the end of the second.
Defense stick. Offense stick.
Face-off one. Back to the point. Nareau hammers one on net. Juicy rebound. Scooped up by Nuremberg. Tough to handle a shot coming in that hot. DiDomenico in on the forecheck. Nareau there as well. D'Agostini breaks it up at center ice. Now DiDomenico backhands it down into the corner, wants to chase after it. Janicki comes out, gives it away. Here's D'Agostini. Stripped by Dupuis, gets it back. D'Agostini, far boards. Back up to the point. Played now in behind the goal. DiDomenico on it there. Centers it, nobody there. Dupuis will calmly grab it and take it back in behind his own goal. Now it's picked up, here comes Dalpe again, tried to throw it across to Emerton. That'll be broken up. Ice Tigers flip it ahead. Emerton, excellent job there on the back check. Now they'll find Dalpe with speed. Dalpe waits, sends one on goal, off of a stick. Up and out of play with less than 4 to go here in an explosive second for Canada. Dalpe can't win the draw here. Emerton will chase it after. Boychuk's over there as well. Flipped up high. Weirkoch will bring it down, get it to Boychuk, who chips it into the near corner. That'll be knocked down the ice. That one will go for icing. So another stoppage with just over 3 minutes left.
It was very good. Nice to see it.
Starting to try to get the wave going here at Vaillant Arena. Feeling it a little bit early tonight. Hey, there's a look at our dinner mate, Mark Streit.
Behind the red. Stick in the white.
I always thought he was a little underrated, to be honest with you. Just because they're like, hey, you're from Switzerland, you're going to be our captain, that type of thing. Like, I guess he has to earn the respect before, is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Defense stick. Offense. Good one, good one.
Very respectful, down-to-earth guy. Now in behind the net. Dangerous play there by Festerling, but he's going to get it back. And now it'll be played to the blue line, not out. Kept in there and knocked all the way into the far corner. Moore moves it down low. Nelson couldn't control it, comes back around. And they'll play it down into the corner. All the way across here to Simone Dupre. Dupre took a bump from behind. Gets it back up to the point. Moore hesitates. Now he'll send one through. Rebound there. Jenneke down. Backhander and they score. Floodgates officially open for Canada. Dion Nelson bangs home the garbage. A lot of patience there too. He kind of waited, let the traffic get there. When you have that much time, you might as well take advantage of it. LaPierre and Moore drawing the assists on the Nelson goal, who didn't play in the first game, drew into the lineup tonight. Both those guys, Nelson scored, Conrad's had an assist, he's played well. Back to Nareau. They're just throwing around the offensive zone here now. Winnick, high slot, another shot. Almost feel bad for Jenneke. He's been under fire here for the last 12 minutes or so. Hangs on to that one.
Again.
Nelson spent 3 Hills, Alberta, spent 4 years at Alaska Fairbanks. One of the goal scorers, Zach Dalby, will chat with him here in the second. A little bit different in size there. Now just inside the blue line, this will be controlled by Favreau, who opened the scoring for Canada. Everybody getting involved here. This is one of those games that give you the momentum you need to go long, deep in the tournament. Weird cuts in behind the net, moves it around to Fabro. We are in the final minute of play here, period number 2. Canada with 4 goals in this period, leading now 5-1. And they're hard on the back check. When everything's going well for you, you're all over the ice. Yeah. Now in the corner, Bieksa takes a look, high off the glass and out. Alone there, gives it away. Nevis, the backhand, it'll be called down on the offside. Boychuk jumps back into the box on the other side of the blue line. And less than 10 seconds to go here in the period. Puck we dropped just outside that blue line.
Skate over.
Nuremberg bench.
Warning, I told you, skate over.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. Dominic Moore, a longtime veteran of the National Hockey League. How many faceoffs has he taken, eh? And Ursina will hold on to that puck as the period comes to the end. A statement from the Canadians. 5-1 they lead. Doug, your thoughts on what this means for the team? Goals from Winnick, Ebbett, Dalpe, and Nelson. Canada leading 5-1. Alrighty. I got mine on. Dougie went to the washroom. He's not back up yet. Here he comes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we saw that on the one replay. I got one. Oh yeah, that blew him up. Although it's kind of everybody tonight. It's not like one guy getting a ton of points. Yeah. Hey, there he is. Yeah. Is he like, really? Really? It's crazy. He's such a nice guy. Like, really? Welcome back. Third period action set to go here from the Vaillant Arena in Davos, and it has been all Canada so far. They lead 5-1. They had a 1-0 lead. Nuremberg tied it at 1. That was early in the second, and then Winnick, Ebbett, Dalpy, Nelson. It's basically, Doug, everyone getting involved here offensively for Canada.
All right.
7 goals in this tournament for the Canadians from 7 different players.
Are we ready?
Nice place to be right now. Fucali's a little bored back there. Shots, how about his shots in the second period were 21-4. Just in the second. 21-4 were the shots in the second period on the board here in the house. Here's D'Agostini, lost the handle on it. DiDomenico following up, couldn't come up with it. That'll be brought down and batted ahead. Brown, far side. This one's gonna be hammered in. Fucali will take that touch. And he steers it into the corner with his pad. Fabro, who opened the scoring early in the first, moves it back to Quincy. Emerton, center ice. Far corner is where he's gonna swing it. Dalpe moving up there. Boychuk comes over as well. And now it's played ahead. Try to work here on Bieksa. Bieksa forces him back in behind the goal. Aronson, far side. Still laying there. And behind the goal, thrown out front. That's batted away. Wide blocker there on Fucali. Back to the point again, a deflection, and Fucali lunges out and steers it into the corner. Tested a little bit now. It's the busiest he's been here in the last 30 seconds. Off the boards, out to the neutral zone. Now played ahead, just on side. That shot high, looking short side there was Reimer. Did that go off the crossbar or his head? He's fixing his helmet. He's been hit twice now in this tournament in the head. Reimer, another shot. Fucali down and had that bounce off his body into the corner. Lapierre couldn't move it up ice. Gilbert knocks it down low. Nice pick up there from Thies, who's been one of the better players here for the Ice Tigers. Ice Tigers already have as many shots in this period as they did in the last one. Here's Fabro, and he's done it again! Dante Fabro! Wrist shot! Yenike got a piece, but it wasn't enough. 6-1 Canada.
Wait, let me get ready, okay? I'm gonna stick it out and then you guys go down. That wasn't the best job.
The 20-year-old defenseman out of the NCAA is the first player on this team to have multiple goals in the tournament. Both of them coming here in this one. Now here's Cracknell, he wants to get involved. Cracknell puts on the brakes. Waits, throws it back up top to Quincy. Quincy far side, Fabro again. That's gonna bounce into the corner. We're on hat trick watch now for Fabro. Comes back to Quincy. That'll be broken up just inside the blue line and brought ahead. Siegel moves it to the middle of the ice. Bass couldn't get a stick on it. And now Cracknell will come back and wind up again. He'll get to center. Knocks it over the blue line. Winnick there. And it's going to be broken up and played all the way down the ice. Icing call there for the Ice Tigers, who are back on their heels, and rightfully so. Ebbett on the draw, wins it. D'Agostini will move it back to the point. Now across here to Curran. Curran with a shot. And that one bounces into the corner off the right pad of the netminder. DiDomenico comes up with it. Bounces away from him. Ebbett couldn't get to it. It's going to come back around to D'Agostini. D'Agostini down in behind the goal. Watch closely there. He's going to go all the way around the zone and now flip it back down into the corner. Comes to Ebbett. Ebbett has Bieksa parked right in front. Back to D'Agostini, a wrist shot. And Janicki keeps that one in his chest.
Behind the red, sticking to white.
Head coach of the Ice Tigers, Martin Urinek, told me before the game this Canadian team's basically just a European all-star team, and it's looking like that right now. Now an icing call as they went back to grab it. This one will be blown down. Just over 3 minutes gone here in Canada. It'll be interesting to see how much of this momentum will carry over after a day off. That'll help him, no doubt about that, as the puck goes around far side off the draw here to Dalpe. Reverses it. Comes all the way back around here to Wiercott. Wiercott to Boychuk. He's got a little bit of room. Boychuk tried to make a move. Lost the handle on it. Got back in the fight and knocked the puck out to the neutral zone. Up the middle, Nessel send it in. Wiercott goes back for it here for the Canadians. 4 minutes gone now in the period. Turnover here. Federo couldn't get to it. Buckle, leave it there. It'll be played all the way down in behind the net. Picked off by Nareau. And he's going to weigh his options and then give it over to Wiercott. Broken up, neutral zone, far side, a little bit of room. Reimer drops it back. Shot coming. Fucali calmly right into the chest. No rebound to be had there. Come on, a little bit of action. I mean, the win is pretty much secured. You'd probably like to get involved.
Okay, I get back. Okay, I come in. Defense stick, offense.
Canada leading 6-1, a 5-goal cushion. Another one in there, and Fucali will hang on to this. Whatever you have to do to make sure there's no rebound. Face off. We're going to get a good discussion here from the linesman.
It wasn't the fair, no. I messed up.
For the first time in history, an official just admitted a mistake. I love it.
Let's do again. 6.
Good job there. And it'll be controlled in behind the net. Moved ahead here for Nelson. Cuts through the middle. Far side, that's picked off. Nelson going to get it back here. There's more speed in this lineup. It's obvious with Nelson and Conrad tonight. Fabro. Center ice. Knocks it in over the blue line. Now it goes in behind the goal. That's going to come to Conrad. Centers it out front. And Nelson, both of the new guys in the lineup. Nelson misses Lapierre. Lucina ahead here to Reimer. Reimer, the lone goal scorer for Nuremberg. In the corner, Bieksa knocks his man down, steps in, grabs his puck, flips it ahead, and Team Canada will mix in a line change here. Bieksa comes over. He was trying to line up Nebus. That's going to be difficult. Turnover given away, and shot fired high over top of the net. Got away with a mistake there, Doug. There's a nice little drop to Mitchell. Mitchell walking in. He's going to fire. Janicki charged out to challenge him. Got a shoulder on it, and it's up and out of play. Off the helmet again. Conrad with an assist in the game. Nelson a goal in their first games here at the Spengler Cup. That'll be offside if they touch it. They don't. Puck comes back out. And now to be played down into the corner. Cracknell behind the net. Quincy on it there, around the board to the blue line, not out. Kept in by Ness. Sends it into the near corner. Moving down from the point. Aronson will keep it alive. Ness over there. And a good battle by Quincy to get the puck out. They're actually going to call a penalty here. A high stick. And it's going to go against Kyle Quincy. A power play coming up here for Nuremberg. Face-off will come to the blocker side right here of Fukali. Canada's penalty kill. Looking to go to work.
In the white. Offensive.
Koch pins his man. Puck comes back to the point. Now they'll throw it high slot. It's going to come all the way back around right point. And Lalonde hammers one on net. Fukali, no traffic, able to hang on. Daniel Winnick will join him as well. Fukali has stopped 15 of 16 so far here in the Canadian cage.
Okay. Touch the white offense. You gotta touch.
In a game like this, it's kind of got to start with the coaches, doesn't it, to keep them all focused. Shot just wide, glove side, all the way around to Brown. Brown knocks it back down into the corner. Now up top, Lalonde, far side, a good look. A walk-in left wing wall, and a decent look there for Brown on a deflection, but it's too high up and out of play. Penalty killers. Fabro's going to come over and get an opportunity. They do have 13 forwards tonight, so they got a little bit of room to wiggle there as they move forward through this game. Fukali will send it all the way down the ice. Drop back by Gilbert. They'll move it around right side. Fedorov pressured. Canada knows to not give him any space. Gilbert down low. Fedorov here has a man in front. Goes all the way across. Far side. Reimer fakes the shot. Comes back over to Lurg. Lurg's going to take it. Blocked there by Fabro. And it'll be sent all the way down the ice. Gilbert wants to hustle back in. He had to wait for Weiss to get on side. Comes back to Lurg, and that'll be offside here on this Nuremberg power play. More fresh legs over the boards here. Emerton and Dalpe now to finish off this penalty kill. Face off won by Emerton, and BX will hammer it all the way down the ice. Gilbert waiting for it in behind the goal. Emerton in there, forcing Reimer to spin back. They'll get to center. Lurg knocks it all the way down the ice. Now will be controlled here by the Ice Tigers. Not much urgency here, down by 5 in the third. Center ice picked off. Can't gain the zone. Ebbett trying to turn it back up ice, and in the neutral zone they'll eventually get it to the blue line, but that's going to be broken up. And looks as though Maybe a power play coming up when we come back. Canada leads 6-1. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. It's good. I feel like shit though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure why I wasn't called on first one. Yeah. Welcome back. Third period continues. Canada with a 5-goal cushion.
okay, Max.
6-1 the lead. They
okay.
They are about to be short-handed here though. Weirkach off for 2 minutes.
Quit cheating here, Morzy.
Behind, okay. Defense stick, in the right, offense, stick.
Looked like that puck went out of play. The officials didn't blow it down. All the players kind of paused for a second. Play on. That's what they'll do. Moves around here near side. Comes back to the point. Sent in. That's high, up and over top of the goal. Canada on cruise control here at this point. Bukali getting a drink. Looks like he's going to be the guy here now, Doug.
Touch the white. Come on.
Face off just outside the blue line. And that one will be controlled. Let's review Honegger's hunch from early in the game.
Okay, we just wait. We reset the time. You got a warning, eh? For the skates. Okay, we're good to go.
Well, they haven't needed the power play tonight, but at some point in this tournament, they probably will. So they'll continue to work on it. It looks good when they're on it. They have chances. Here's Winnick trying to dangle his way in. That's going to be broken up. Back out inside the Canadian blue line. Fabro, Quincy, Winnick couldn't control. And now Will Acton wants to go for a skate. He's put up big numbers his first 3 years in the German league. Over a point per game guy. Now here with Nuremberg. Try to come back door. That was Acton with a good head of steam. Puck bounced on him. Right side, they'll get the blue line. Lurg has it taken away. Backhanded by Bieksa, not out, kept in. Here's a possible short 2-on-1, and Federal didn't know where he was going with that. Put it right back to the Canadian defender. He's a shooter. I'm surprised he didn't shoot. Reimer, lone goal scorer for this club tonight, takes it in. Ran out of room and options. Bieksa behind the goal. Lurg will take it away. Back up to the right point, far side now. Aronson goes over there for Reimer as his power play about to expire. Weirkach ready to step back onto the ice. Now he does. Lurg puts it right on Weirkach's stick. And the big defenseman's going to get it up to center. Couldn't get it in deep. Lurg will grab it here for the Ice Tigers. Boychuk battling for this puck down low. Emerton and Dalpy out there with him again. Curran kept it in. Boychuk has it. Hammered into the boards there. Bounces right back up. In-house band really giving it right now. I like it. Pass ahead. That's a good one. Siegel walks in. Fukali calm and blockers it up into the netting and out of play. Watching him in the morning skate today, and he was down in his butterfly, kind of after they'd done everything, everybody was kind of just messing around. And he was at center ice, down in his butterfly, with his head kind of crouched down, and he was like that for 5 to 7 minutes. I watched, I was just like, this is incredible. Like he was just getting, it was at that moment I knew he was starting, because I was like, this guy's getting zoned in right now. No, exactly. Nobody would be that prepared, I don't think. Now Nelson can't get this at the blue line. Back across, and the Ice Tigers trying to move it ahead. Turned over, Nelson's gonna bring it back. Tries to cut wide, spins back now out there with Conrad. They didn't start the game together, but they kind of come together here. You got the 13 forwards, you might as well take advantage of it. Puck up and out of play. Canada comfortably on top, 6-1 over the Ice Tigers. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to tell me when to do it? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much because it's like, yeah. So if this result stays the same, Canada will play. Welcome back one more time to Vaillant Arena in HC Davos, or in Davos rather, HC Davos. Fans here always contributing, and the crowd, even at a 6-1 hockey game, still going good. Now it comes back around. Quincy couldn't come up with it. Faduro's gonna walk in. He's gonna fire right into the belly of Fukali, and he'll hang on for the whistle. Is Faduro the type of guy who could eventually, later in his career, end up in North America, or is he a guy who's just gonna make a lot of money playing over here?
I know there are two white, but he's yours. Come on.
I'm interested to see. I like it every time he has the puck in the offensive zone, for sure. Dustin Nielsen, Doug Honegger with you. Canada here, 6-1. If this result remains the same, Nuremberg will play Magnitogorsk in one of the quarterfinals. Canada would then get the winner of that game, so we might get Canada and Magnitogorsk at some point, which would be fun to watch. Oh, that's because they only dress 19, isn't it? With the way that they've been playing right now, Magnitogorsk is going to have another level, I think, to play with this Canadian team right now. What a play there, and a good look right in front on an excellent feed from Max Lapierre, and Nelson couldn't bury it. Nelson plays here in Switzerland. And as I mentioned earlier, 4 years at Alaska Fairbanks, actually played the Drumheller of the Alberta Junior Hockey League about 12 years ago. Now played up, blue line, and Siegel will knock it down. The row goes back for it. How much easier does it make it with that extra defenseman in there that you actually play for these guys to not have to log a lot of minutes? Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say tournament games like this, yes. Now to be tipped all the way down the ice. Foucault moves it around. Lapierre here, just over 5 minutes to go. Canada cruising. Quincy in on the attack. Got a little bit of help there from Moore. Tries to spin it out of the corner. Stumbles. Brown will grab it. Laid it behind his back. Now got it back. Cuts wide. Brown shot Foucault. Steers it away. And that'll be chipped ahead. A lot of room here for Winnick. Takes the puck with him. Winnick backhander. And Janicki there. No room short side. Ursina. He did, didn't he? Big man can still move. Now Cracknell shot with a little bit of traffic there, and Janicki's able to hang on. I need to see these things up close. I have to. Yeah. Rear Gotchel, send this in. Picked up there by Gilbert. Now they'll move it up far side. Good pressure here from Canada. And Janicki's seen enough. He's going to clear the zone on his own. Less than 5 minutes to play. Canada well on their way to picking up their second victory here at the Spengler Cup and securing a bye into the semifinal against one of Magnitogorsk or Nuremberg, who they are playing right now. Given away right behind the goal. They're going to play it back up top. Simone Dupre wants it, fakes it, throws it across. D'Agostini hammers it off the bar. Had Janicki beat, and he can shoot the puck. That little bit extra reach for that right shot, right? He likes it. They win the draw, comes back. Dupre, far side. Shot through a crowd, that's deflected up and out of play. Doug, let me ask you this. Canada had the rest yesterday, played today, played better today than they did in their first game. Now they're gonna get more rest tomorrow before attempting to win a couple of games here to make it 4 in a row at the Spengler Cup. So what do you do tomorrow? You had a good family day yesterday. What's tomorrow about?
Okay. Okay, Corey, warning, eh? Just come into white. Yeah.
Especially when their family's here as well. Get a little bit of time with them. You want that. How about the pressure on this club with the way they played today of possibly defending the Spengler Cup championship? Moreau in behind his own net. Around 3.5 minutes remaining. This game was decided in the second period, and Canada scored 4 in a row. Lapierre sends it down into the corner. Tries to take an angle on Mevis, but there really isn't one on that guy. Now played in behind the goal. Mevis got his stick on it. I think he could honestly do a wraparound while he's on the other side of the net. That long a reach. Yeah, you're not going to make the German national team just because you're big, right? Really? He seems like he's pretty smart too. Like he plays the game pretty smart. He's 25 years old, so he's not too old to get a look. He's played 3 years here now with the Ice Tigers and was part of the World Championship team in the last year as well. Yeah,
defense first.
Right.
Hey, your left foot.
Moved okay
Come on,
enough.
stay like this.
Ulf Sanderson looked after the overly physical parts. Here's Cracknell. Up top. Conrad, he's going to wheel. Back to Cracknell. Ooh, Cracknell. Pass across, got denied, but nice little feed from Conrad. There's a shot and a score. What a snipe. Mike Mezikowski upstairs on Fukali, and Nuremberg with some life late. Both of us looked at each other and were like, wow, what a shot. Ah, it was. It was. That little Ice Tiger's feeling pretty good though. Excellent shot. Excellent shot. 6-2. Canada still leading. Can't blame Fukali when it goes off a stick like that. In a row. Turns around. Less than 2 minutes to play. Now up ahead, 3 of them will come in over the blue line. Long pass across, looking for Ebbett. D'Agostini wanted him, had him for a second, but defensively that puck deflected up and out of play. Face-off will come to the blocker side right here of Janicki. In this tournament, you're going to leave him in. I mean, that's just what's going to happen as they work their way through the game. Probably had a couple of chances, but you want to save Troitla for your next game. Curran shot through. Deflected briefly by DiDomenico. Gilbert's played a ton. He's been under pressure the entire night. Exactly. When you're backpedaling the entire game, tough to get anything going offensively. Wins that battle there, got it back to the point. Now it's turned over, and the Ice Tigers will bring it ahead. In over the blue line, Buck finds a trailer. Shot coming there, Fukali, a nice bounce back save. Dolpe will drop it there for Fabro. He's got 2. Fabro looking far side for number 3. That one just wide. Less than a minute to go here as Canada marches on to a victory in game number 2. Festerling. Far side, the Ice Tigers right down to the last minute here, hemmed in. That will come back, Fabro now. Spins around, drops it back in behind the net. Hasn't really made any mistakes that we've noticed either. Picks a pass off right there, sends them back the other way. Emerton, Lapierre. Lapierre turns back to Fabro. One last crack at that hat trick. Started it, looked to finish it there as well, but Janicki would not be beaten this time. And that's got to be 5 shots on goal for Fabro in this game. Janicki stopped 32 of 38 here for the Ice Tigers as Canada will improve to 2-0 in the most impressive fashion. 6-2 over the Ice Tigers, secures himself a spot in the semi-final. Doug, your thoughts on where this team is at right now? Everybody got involved. That's got to be bad news for this rest of the tournament moving forward for everybody else. Fabro with a pair for Team Canada. Huge thank you to our producer here, Michael A. Charbonne, and of course our associate producer, Phil Williams, and back in the studio, Vic Rauter and Dino Bovaro, our producer back there. For Doug Honegger, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Canada triples up the Ice Tigers to book a ticket to the semifinal here at the Spengler Cup. 6-2, your final. Perfect. What's that? Really?